Guys, and yeah. I still don't have an intro, so the first thing I want to say is fire it up. Welcome back. Finally, another video. Don't mind me, I'm gonna set up. I'm actually at in a room. Yeah, actually at bed. That's why you can see it very approachable. So today I'm gonna show you a little bit. A spoiler, order flow. Let me clean this up. Sorry. Uh, 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 nope. Apologies. Yeah. Good. Okay, is looking good. Yeah. So what I'm bringing you guys today is a bit of teaching you introduction to getting into order flow. It's not easy, but it's not difficult. It takes a little time to study it, but at the end you'll learn more by practicing. So let me just make a couple of adjustments because I've been using it this morning. I've been practicing and preparing for the video today. Okay, so first things first, I want to introduce you to this website. Open source course is an app, app, web app, desktop app, and it's called MMT. MMT. Okay, you have to put MMT trading. I found on X on Twitter alongside with other softwares I've seen, but this one is for crypto only. Okay, this one is crypto that supports Overflow real data, but for crypto. That's why you're going to see BTC. Otherwise, you will be seeing gold or Nasdaq. But that's not. If you want to trade Nasdaq and gold, you have different softwares. You have Bookmap, you have Zero Charge, you have Edge Pro X, you have I don't know Bookmap, ADAS, and lots more of softwares that supports Overflow, which is level 2 data. This one is specifically for crypto. So, but it's a good thing because you can practice Overflow when you want to make the jump into a real, well paid software. Mine, I think, will be between Bookmap, ADAS, Edge Pro X, software first for Mac, because most of them are for Windows only, but that supports different tools. Okay, so first thing I wanna make this very clear. Sorry, I wanna take all this out. Sorry, and don't worry, I'll put them back later. Okay, so this is what we trade with. Okay, a trader, normal trader, when you get introduced into trading, what is a stock? What is a forex? What is a crypto? The first thing you see is the candles. You may see it, you may not even know what it is, but I'm not gonna go deep into the chart. It's a normal chart, candlesticks. Okay. So the thing is, we have different futures. We have BTC, and this is Binance. The exchange is Binance, of course, is the most. I think it's the most common one, the most used one. And so I believe that all the data is here from Binance. I think it's free. I don't know if the API they have is paid or not, but they get the data from Binance. This is for bookmap, sorry, for heat map, okay? Don't mind this, but when you see this, you will not see this, okay? This is for heat map. So Leo will get into it. Is there? I don't know what it is. Yeah. So you can go here and choose which kind of candlesticks, well, candlesticks for choice one. This is the default one. Okay, the candlestick that you and I, we know, we've been trading for a while, times, years. And this is the footprint. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit of each one of them and where you can or what you can do. There's a cluster, there's two types of footprints. This is what I use, you should use, because it tells you the data or what is happening inside of a candle. When you see a candle, you only see this. And if you change it to blue, to red and white, it's because I changed the color, so don't mind that. Just focus on the chart. You see the green, this case is the default color going up, red going down. More sellers, more buyers. Okay, simple. But it only tells you that. It only tells you at the moment what's happening. But you don't get to see the dip, what is happening actually. If you want to go further into the charts, into candlestick, you cannot see any data here. The only data you see is the current price that is at the current moment. And you can see only from the past, well, that it made a large movement coming to 7K, 70K. Now it's making a pullback and we enter a new session, okay? Well, I think it's kind of it's not on the right time, but don't worry because at the end this is getting better. Okay, you see it's here up. I don't know why it says 12 when it's clearly 2 p.m. But it doesn't matter. Okay, it's a normal chart. Now you don't get any data from this. The only data you get is where the price um arrived to. Nothing else. It's blonde. It's naked. Nothing. Now, if you're gonna go deep, you can choose different types of candles. Okay, all this tree, Aiken, Ashley, and all this. I'm not gonna get into them. Line, this is typical for stocks, and this, wow. Oh, this is TPO. Okay, this is um from the daily one. This is also as well. I'm not gonna get into it, but you can use it if you want. But this is a bone profile with I don't know what TPO stands for, but I can say it's a bone profile. Okay, but okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's say candlesticks. Now we're gonna go with the first one, which is the footprint profile. You can see it now. It changed the color because this is the default I have. I changed it. Okay, so the first thing that you see is these numbers. Okay, it's telling you the bid and the ask. Well, the people who are entering. Okay, you have the bid and the ask, which is the price that you enter if you want to be a seller or a buyer. You're a seller, what they do, they sell. And the people, the buyers, they buy. Simple. Marketplace. In order to buy something, you need someone to sell it to you. In order to sell something, you need a buyer to buy it to you. Simple. Okay? Supply and demand. Guys wouldn't tell you. The difference between a normal candlestick and footprint is that they're telling you actually what's inside and what's happening. You can get the closer and you can see the numbers changing. And this is golden. This is sauce. I'm dropping you sauce, people, and more on the traders that trade Orderflow or trade the same way as I do. Well, concept because this is not strategy. So you can see, okay, the red one means bullish, okay, the white one means bearish, okay. I just changed this color because it's what I actually use on my setup when I trade normally. Well, I use black because the background I use white, but in this case I just reverse a little bit. But you can see it here. Okay, you got all the numbers. What are these numbers? What are these white boxes and everything? Well, I think this is a highlight what happened. And you can see the price what it's telling you. Look at this wick. Look at it, dude. It's incredible. You can zoom in. You can see actually what's happening inside. And what's happening at the moment is telling you everything. It's real data. That's a good thing. Okay. So this is the volume profile footprint. When you see this tool is a footprint and you see this way. And a good thing with the footprint is that you still have the candlestick. So it's not all numbers. You can still see the candles in a different way because this candles comes up with these numbers in little boxes. You got two styles to do modes of footprint. Okay. This one is with the volume profile. Why? Because if you look closer, look at this. This is a volume profile. Okay, it's telling you what's happening. The sellers on the red side, the buyers on the green side. Simple. Okay. And the bid and the ask. Now, the bid and the ask are the prices where you're going to sell or buy. Okay. And the market just connects them. Now, this is a tool that most people use. When I see order flow, I see people trading with footprint. Okay. So they replace the candles. There's no more candles. It's just numbers, a bunch of numbers there. And they're very precise. That's why people are very precise with their entries. When you see someone bottom ticking, top ticking trades, and you're just like, dude, that might be a replay, that must be luck. It's not luck, it's precision. And you need data for that. You need data and you need years of practice, times mastering your strategy, times mastering your mindset in order to make those really, really precise entries. And you can get that with this because now you have the data. So you just have to put a limit entry or a limit buy, limit sell, and it will hit perfectly because you have the data. You know what's happening. So that's a good thing. I'm not gonna go much into detail. This is just an introduction, what it is actually, what you can do with this software. If you don't pay 0 cents, $0, €0, you can use this. Of course, it only supports crypto. So that's the only turn off. But it's not a bad thing because you can practice. Okay. Now let's go into another one. And this is the exact same thing, but cluster. Cluster, okay? The difference within, you may say the same, but this one is bone profile, okay? This one is cluster. They are into boxes. This blue thing that I just, I think I added because normally this blue thing would not appear, but I didn't, I don't know, I touched something before and it just kind of appeared, but don't mind it, okay? I think it's a bone profile, normal bone profile. But again, the same thing. There's not much more difference, but that they are in a box. And the numbers, I typically would choose this one because it's much clearer, you know. Visually, you get it much, you see the colors, you see the numbers of the colors, you see the red, the green. So it's typically, I would use this more than the bone profile because I will have still a bone profile. Okay, these are all the types of candles that you can use in order to trade. And now let's go with a goaded one, the indicators. These are all the indicators. And the good thing is that you can add yours. You can just go to Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, Codex, and make your own um, indicator and just add it right here. At the end, all this is just code, just data. So I'm gonna go with everyone, but I'm gonna tell you which one I would use. Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna show you what each one does. Okay, heat map. Add more layers into the chart. Okay, it only supports 4, so I'm gonna take it them all. Okay, just for the video. I'm gonna add them later. Don't worry, we're gonna see them all. What time it is? Okay. Oh, 5007. Okay. Market open. This is the heat map. Okay. The heat map, you can now adjust it to your liking. If you want more or less, I will recommend you bookmap if you want truly heat map and also the bubbles that comes with heat map. That's very precise. I would tell you to use bookmap to buy the software bookmap. Yeah, but you can choose the colors, you can choose everything, settings, good. I would just use yes. Then you got TPO. Okay, TPO. Sorry, it was TPO. This is what we have seen before. This one, yeah, it does per day. So this is Sunday. Okay, it starts at 12 a.m. Sunday, the 5th of April. And this is today, Monday 6th. Okay, this is a daily. You can see TPO daily. Okay, you have everything. You can session, you can do daily, weekly, monthly, custom, intraday. You can put the sessions if you want, London, New York, Asia session. You got the POC, which is the point of control. Okay, the same, and you can use that. This is a good one actually, but I use volume profile. Okay, thickness, so you can actually much change the colors and everything. And this is the volume profile that comes within this TPO. Okay, profile. Okay, next one. Okay, this one I use this because literally this one is I'm gonna use the colors. I'm gonna do white. This is more it's more good for you. Yeah. Value area finally. Race and fill. Good, good. For a race, no, not. I need a color that will be. I might go with a blue one. Blue, yeah. I need a color that. I can highlight that. Yeah, yeah, this one will do. Because of the other one colors, you can adjust to your liking. Okay, you can show the values, fixed ticks, ponk. Now this is much accurate, but I use this. Okay, they can use the ponk if you want. I'm gonna leave it right there. Aggregate only Binance. They will change. Tell me that is from Binance, and it's actually telling me wait everything. So wait, I'm gonna show what it was. Oh yeah, no, fixed ticks. Okay, no, I like it this way. Okay, maybe the way. Just telling me everything. This is the volume area low, volume area high. I will get to that. And you also got volumes. This is the same volume profile, but in downside, you got to the left, to the right, and to the left, you get your sides. And then you got this one. I don't use this one, okay? But you got all of them. I don't want to use is where's the volume profile? You got the bubbles. This one is also great. This one will go with heat map, okay? Usually go with heat map. But I want to go with I don't know where is it. Okay, I'm in the video. Oh wait, yeah, no, that's good. I want to go. No, visible range. Yeah, this one is the one right here. Yeah, this one, and this is what I use as well. So we got TPO. No, this three here. You could use TPO as well. There's nothing wrong with that. But with the daily one, I use white as well. So everything is white. So you got the footprint. You say, well, it's too much. You cannot even see the candles. Yeah, but what I'm seeing here is data. Okay. Now that we have seen the footprint chart, which is what you're gonna see as changing the candles. Now we're gonna see a really indicator will be a tool. Okay, a really goaded tool, which is volume profile, which is telling you how much volume is trading in that moment. This one is for the daily time frame. Okay, so it's marking the daily time frame. Okay, what's happening now? And this one is in general all time. Okay, and in the levels in the key zones, I want to show you from the volume area high. I'm sorry, from volume profile are volume area high, point of control, which is the zone or the times of the volume that's been traded more in that time. For example, in this day, this zone is where the point of control is, the POC, the pod. So it means in this moment is where most trades has been placed in the order book. Okay. And this, what it's doing is all of this is a volume profile. But what it does, is that marks you a range. Okay, a range. This one, you see the green ones that I just adjusted later, I before. These are for the range doing. So it's huge. If you make it bigger, it will change a different point. These ones are for this one, the one that's anchored to the right side. So now I want to focus on this one. Okay, much cleaner now. This one is for the whole day. So you can see this stop here, this tickle here. You don't want to see the footprint. Okay, much clearer now. You can see it very clear that this is the highest part of the day, and this is the lowest part of the day. But you can see is that this is the range of the day. But now, then what is this range here? I thought this was the high of the day, and this was the low. Why is it here? Why is it telling me that this is the volume area high, and point control and volume area low? Okay, so this marks a range inside of the range of the day. I don't know if you understood that. Why? Because this range right here, this area, is the one that has more what volatility. Sorry, I'm not saying that there's no trades here. Of course, I trades here. That's why it got this spike, the peak here. What I'm trying to say is that this is an area of a volume profile of all day, and the price is marking this because this is a range that they usually, typically trade inside. You see, the market constructs in these things. The market, what it does is it's inside of a range, and most of the time, when it tries to surpass that range, it goes back again. Because in this range right here is where traders, buyers, and sellers can connect truly. And when you go out of this range, of this area of the volume profile, it creates it means there's more amount of people, in this case buyers, than sellers. Okay, we can see here, so there are two types of movements here. There's a rejection and there's acceptance. This is why I trade. Why I trade. I want to trade acceptance or rejection. All my setups are the same thing. Rejections and acceptance. Simple as that. Okay. So this area here of the bone profile is telling me one thing. We got the point of control, where are the most trades, where the most trades happen. And look at this. This movement, I don't know if I can highlight that. Yeah, look at this. This right here, price what they price tried to get out of this range of this area. But guess what? People didn't want to go there because they said, okay, I have a good price, 68, one of the lowest point in this day. I would rather buy here than keep selling. And that's what traders thought. Also, what can happen is traders could sell. They could sell, and that's it. That will be an acceptance of a bottom area low, and there's nothing, and thing happens, and then another bone profile will be created for the next day, or depending what time frame do you have, you can adjust it if you want per session or per day. This one is per day, but if it was per session, it will create another one when there's another session. You got it. So this right here is a rejection. You will go for a limit sell here because you know that price tried already to accept accept to get out of the range, but it didn't, and it made a rejection to stay inside this area, this range of the volume profile of the day daily. So what happens is most of the time there's a lot of case scenarios, okay? But one of the common things that happens is that when price rejects, it could be rejecting a volume area low or rejecting a volume area high. The next movement is going to aim another volume area. So you see, price, guess what, goes down, pullback as well. The context matters. We are in a trend because this was yesterday, Sundays. We are what? In a bullish context. Okay, that's why. So once it rejects it to stay inside, most of the times it will go to reject or accept the other volume area. In this area, in this case, the high one. And then most of the time, when this happens, the next movement, it could be a rejectance or an acceptance. This one right here is an acceptance because look at what price went, almost up to 70.250. Rejectance, this movement from here to here is clear acceptance. Of course, later price can go back and do a greater high, a higher high. That might be a pullback, or maybe just price accepted it and try to go back and go again for a volume area low. That happens every single day, every single time. Let's say now, look at yesterday's. It's a clear example. Well, it's the same actually. It's the same. Price rejects, stays in, a little bit pullback, goes back, tries to accept, pull it low. It doesn't. It fails because people want to stay inside of this area with the range, and it goes again, and now it does reject. But later, with that acceptance, and this is where Sunday ended with an acceptance of a bottom area high. But this could happen also the same but backwards, to the other side. It could accept the warrant made low. But most of the time, what happens is a rejectance goes for the other side. It could do a rejectance or acceptance. In this case, that's a rejectance. It should go for warrant made low, but maybe it will do a little pullback and then go again and finally accept. Okay, so that's the thing I could do. Simple. That's why Palm Profile is good because it can identify what structureless. Then you can put DSTV to range your TP or your risk reward. Then you can put equilibrium to get a discount and the premium and half level prices. It's a good. My bone profile is golden because it marks you levels that people want to trade in. But it's also important the context. Okay? Because if you see this without context, without seeing what happened or what's happening during the day, these days, you say, oh, it's simple. Price wants what? To do acceptance and to go sell. So I will sell here. And if you sell here, you will be the exit liquid liquidity for buyers because we are in a buy, we are in a long context, long position. Okay. So that will be bone profile. Very goaded. You actually need it. Okay. This one is good because it marks you the day or what you're seeing. And it's very good, truly. Okay. For example, this will be the range and everything. And that's it. That will be you looking for. Now let's go with also got a TBO order book profile. I don't know what this one is. That's shorts. Mm, Yeah, we're gonna go again. The indicators are not that important. What's important is this one, the widgets. Okay, we get those, but now we need to see what's really happening between buyers and sellers. So we need the DOM. So we're gonna go and this one is what the pair you must trade is Bitcoin. Okay, got Bitcoin, and this is from the data from Binance. That is the so this is what is happening between buyers and sellers at the moment. It's not very clear because you need to scroll a little bit, but most of the time it's in different software, so will come with the chart. You know, I'm gonna leave it here to see that this is very important, DOM, and the chart, and then this one is the order book again from Binance, and this one you need these two. In every software you're gonna buy, it could not be this. It could be Bookmap. You will always have the DOM, the Bookmap, I book order book, which tells you the trades are happening because you know this is DNS data. People want to buy, it will enter into the database, and then it will execute it to the exchange or the broker you're trading with, and will place your trade. So you need to see who's selling at a price, who's selling at this price, who's buying at this price. Who's selling and buying at a certain amount of price level of price. That will be it. It will be a little bit covering what is actually order flow, and this is a good way to trade people. Really, I've seen a lot of people actually moving to the order flow because they know it's data. It's not complicated. It's not easy as well. I mean, it takes time, but at the end, it doesn't matter. If you trade this with this concept, you can trade with ICT, you can trade with TGR, you can trade, I don't know, with unicorn model, you can trade with fire model. It doesn't matter. What matters is you need data. And how can you get data? By practicing every day. Mindset, practicing your strategies, how you think, how you feel, and of course, sticking to one thing. Do not be jumping from strategy to another strategy. That's not how it works. Okay? So stick to one, practice, and you will get the results. That will be it. I will see you later. Now I'm gonna trade. Today is Monday, so I'm gonna trade now, and I will do a stream. I will post to be on YouTube this video and then the next video, and then the clips on social media. See you in the next video. Fired up. I'm Blaze. I'm out.